Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Thank you so much for coming out and joining us this morning, and thank you to the weather for holding out. I think we're going to get it in time. I'm Sandy Olick. I'm the director of the Office of Outdoor Recreation for Department of Natural Resources, and proud to be part of the team that's been working to help reopen the track here. And we are gonna, this has been such a partnership to get us to today. We're very excited. I know there's a lot of excitement on the part of the community here, judging by the great crowd that's out here. We're gonna have a few people come up and speak. I do wanna remind people, I'd say it's sneaky hot. We do have water and snacks down there. Make sure you drink some water and take care of yourselves and partners today. And thanks so much for joining us on this exciting day. I'm going to introduce Secretary Josh Kurtz, Department of Natural Resources, to kick off the day for us.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I'm not going to bury the lead. We're here today. It's my pleasure to announce that we're going to have horse racing back on the track here at Fair Hill this year. And I think we're extremely excited. And those are my talking points, so thank you all for that. I think I want to pick up on what Sandy said. I think this is just such an incredibly exciting opportunity, not only for Cecil County and the state of Maryland, but our entire region. You look at, you can see it, right? We have a gorgeous turf track here. We have the stadiums. This is a world-class facility for equestrian eventing. And I think what this demonstrates is that we are very committed to working in partnership to just expand that use, to really work together with the industry, work closely with our local governments, with our county officials, to ensure that we are maximizing, the use of this facility for all of the benefits that it's going to provide: economic, cultural, the opportunity for just community to come together. We were here about a year ago in the T-Barn having conversations. I know many of you were here. I see some very familiar faces about what this could be and what this should be for the industry, for the community. And we listened to that. We went out and we hired Trish Brown. I want to thank you to Trish for all of her work. And frankly, bringing a really important expertise about the industry to really help us work through this. I want to thank Chris Greco in the back and Rachel Temby. This is not just a special event zone. This is a very complex park that they manage, and I think manage very well. And so excited to see that. Many partners here who do other things like the Nature Center. So it's great to have you here as well. I think we've been having horses run on the track. I think you've all probably seen that. It's so nice to have them out here today. We're glad that the weather held off. But really, this would not have happened, as Sandy said, without partnership. And there's a lot of folks I want to thank. I really want to start with Rupert Landscaping, Hummer Turfgrass, Bulkholder and Associates, who fine-tune this, who run the turf program here, who bring an expertise that we don't have, frankly, at the Department of Natural Resources to be able to manage this wonderful Kentucky bluegrass, so that we can just continue to increase the use of this space. Incredibly thankful to them, to everyone who's been involved. I want to thank the county executive. I want to thank Delegate Hornberger, the entire Cecil County delegation. This clearly is a place that Cecil County loves, and it's our responsibility as the steward to ensure that it reflects what Cecil County wants and what Cecil County needs. And I think we're taking a step in that direction today. So again, incredibly happy to be here, incredibly proud of the team, Sandy, Trish, the whole Park Service team, and then all of our partners for getting us to where we are today, and then really excited to see what today brings as the springboard to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So I also want to recognize the Department of Agriculture, Deputy Secretary Steve Connolly, incredible partners of the department on all kinds of things, but working with the horse industry being one of the key ones. And I want to recognize Deputy Secretary Connolly, invite him up to say some words too. So thank you all very much.
Good morning, everyone. Gosh, there's probably nobody happier here today than myself. I'm a lifelong resident of Cecil County. I love coming to the races at Fair Hill. It's like a community event. It's one of those times of the year where I'll get to see neighbors I only see once a year, or friends that I went to school with that I only get to see once a year, and I see them here at Fairhill at the races, and we've missed that the last 5 years. I really think that this is just a great announcement, and I'm a person that's extremely happy, and this great turnout here. I really think that this location is a very, very special place. It's just not a special event zone, but it's a very special place to the citizens of Cecil County and our region, as Secretary Kurtz had mentioned. And DNR, thank you for all you've done to really bring this back. It's an incredible course. I just like, you know, this original course is really was built by William DuPont Jr. and he's a great patron for here in Cecil County for a lot of things that he did do, but it was designed after Aintree Race Course in England. So it just brings a special extra ambiance to Cecil County. The economic impact of horse racing and the horse economy in the state is a little bit over $1 billion of direct sales. It's a very important part of the equine. Fairhill is a very important part of the equine economic ecosystem. As part of that, it also has indirect impacts of almost $3 billion to the state. That's one of the things we need in the state of Maryland, is more economic activity to help us continue to prosper and grow. And it's also a big employer in the state of Maryland. It employs about 28,000 people in the equine industry with wages of a little north of $1 billion. So the equine industry is very important, and we're lucky to have this special place here at Fairhill. There are several other high-tier equine events that are here. As many of you are aware, we have the Maryland 5-Star that's here. It's one of 7 in the world. It's you know, I couldn't be prouder to be from Cecil County than to be here at Fairhill today. The Fairhill International, another one of the top events. There's over 5,000 acres here with many trail rides, and there's just so much to do here at Fairhill. In some ways, I'm hoping not everybody finds out about it, but we're just so lucky to have this park here, and the impact it has on the horse industry, and we're just so lucky here. I don't know, I'm just really happy today. So thank you, everyone, and it's my honor to introduce Delegate Kevin Hornberger, who's been a tireless advocate for Fairhill, for the horse industry, whether it's Arabian racing or getting 5-Star here, or you know, wanting more racing here in the future. So come on up, Kevin.
Thank you, everyone. Prepared some remarks. I actually wanted to start off with some paraphrasing of positive press release relating directly to Fairhill. Quote, "The goddess Minerva, said to have sprung full-blown from the brain of Jupiter, had nothing on the Foxcatcher Hunt meeting. Approaching its 3rd anniversary on September 19th, this remarkable institution has already established itself as a premier event of the American turf. In 1933, Foxcatcher Hunt Club decided to hold a race. William DuPont Jr., chairman of the committee, knew all about the situation. He had somewhat withdrawn from racing in favor of livestock breeding, but his sister, Miss T.H. Somerville, had the best cross-country stable in the nation. Much thought and consultation went into the matter. Failure was not in the committee's calculation. Every possible means was exhausted to promote success. The site had to be graded and the woods had to be cleared. The Foxcatcher Committee intends to build a purse large enough to attract international competition." This is an excerpt from the 1936 September edition of Country Life magazine, an article titled "America's Entry," as Steve had alluded to earlier. Within 3 years, the event attendance grew to 20,000 strong. And it's no surprise. This is the highest concentration of horses per capita in the state of Maryland, right here in Cecil County. At 91 years young, this track's best days lie ahead. With fresh leadership and the newfound turf expertise within the Secretary's office, We're bringing racing back to Fair Hill, better and bolder than before. I've had the pleasure of representing the finest state park in Maryland DNR portfolio over the past decade in the General Assembly, and together with my colleagues in the General Assembly, 2 governors, the Board of Public Works, and our county government, we've done the following. Funded the track resurface across the street for the training course, a $20+ million resurfacing of this track, creation of the special event zone, acquisition of the historic inn directly behind us, enhanced sports wagering laws for mobile horse betting and OTBs. Oh, and I almost forgot, as Steve mentioned, landed a 5-star, one of only 7 in the world. And now with a matured track and extensive thoroughbred testing, a renaissance of racing starts today. As a Cecil County Breeders' Fair board member, I was brought on in 2014 to modernize legislation outlining the race days and beneficiaries, and it's been my absolute pleasure to work so closely with the Maryland Sports Corp and the Stadium Authority to arrive at this momentous occasion. Together with many partners gathered here today, we will fulfill the Foxcatcher Committee's dreams of making this the greatest turf track in America, and in doing so, attract the finest talent the world has to offer. Thank you so much for attending, and it's my honor to introduce County Executive Adam Strait.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm looking at the time, and the schedule said I was supposed to speak at 10:29. It's 10:20, so we're way ahead. And I will be the shortest speaker, I promise. The Fair Hill races are back in Cecil County. Man, doesn't that feel good to say? We are bringing back a tradition that has bound us together as a community for decades, and we fully intend to keep it here for generations to come. Cecil County has a long and storied history at racing at Fair Hill, a long-time community event and cherished tradition that we have missed since the last race in 2019. As county executive, I can't begin to describe our excitement that our partnership with the Department of Natural Resources and the Maryland Sports Commission brings horse racing back home where it belongs. Thank you, Secretary Kurtz, Jeff Newman, our county delegation represented by Delegate Hornberger, and the Fair Hill Foundation, and everyone here today for your commitment and hard work, and most importantly, to Cecil Countyans for making your voice heard and finally making this a reality. This is a huge win for Cecil County, and we should all be very, very proud. And now it is my honor to introduce the Executive Director for the Maryland Sports Commission, Mr. Terry Hasseltine.
Well, based on the schedule, I was just supposed to be arriving because I thought I was supposed to be here by 10:30. So, you know, it's all good. But thank you so much. Those who know, this facility has been near and dear to my staff and to my team for many, many years, ever since we got approached by Fair Hill International about putting together a bid for a global international sporting event. But we knew that we had to preserve the equity of and the tradition and the lore of what made Fair Hill so special, and that's obviously racing. Racing was at the core of the facility and the design, and when we talked with Populous and MSA about what we needed to do when this facility was going to be all said and done, it was about how do we preserve racing and the traditions of Cecil County and the state of Maryland, and steeplechasing and flat racing and jump racing and all the things that are important. And for us at the Sport Corp, our responsibility is to bring world-class sporting events together and make sure that we're looking at the economic, evaluation of those opportunities, but we're also making sure that we're protecting the sanctity that is tradition, the sanctity of what brings back to the community. And for us, always racing was at the core of the redevelopment of this facility. I apologize to those long-awaited people who've been waiting for racing, but we're finally here to announce that the races at Fair Hill presented by Brown Advisory will be taking place at the end of August, right here on this turf track, and we're so excited to be the operator of that event. It took a lot of people to get us here, and I can't talk about all of our public partners, and all of our private partners. But there are certain people here who set the standard of care. There's Nancy here, who longtime leader of the races. It's her effort and her work that we can now take forward and build into the legacy of what the future of racing will look here at Fair Hill. See Charlie, you see Tim, you see so many other folks here that have been so critical to the discussion. But I really want to get to the core of it. Our goal for the Sport Corp is to make sure that this facility is recognized as the go-to equestrian facility in the world. Not just in Cecil County, not just in Maryland, but the world. So having world-class racing, which we are about to bring back to Cecil County, also world-class events like the 5-Star, our responsibility to the state of Maryland is to make sure that those things are cured and cared for the long term. So we look forward to partnering with everybody here from the county to the state and making sure that all the partners have a seat at the table to ensure that what we do here today also lives tomorrow. And I want to thank Jeff and the team and his work ethic to make sure that the queue is always moving. And we at the Sport Corp continue to look forward to working with the horse industry board, because there's Anna up there. Thank you for all you do. And all the partners across the street to making sure that they're bringing their horses over here to make sure that this track is what it needs to be. Steve, Secretary Kurtz, Andy, County Exec, Kevin, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for continuing to stay with it, sticking forward to it, and look forward to many, many more announcements about the great things that will happen at this facility. Thank you.
All right, we're going to open it up to questions from the press now.
What was the key in getting the turf to where it is now over the last 5 years?
Yeah, I think it's been stated, but I can't overstate it. It's the partnership. It's the amount of expertise that we have in the training facility. It's the amount of expertise we have in some of the contractors that have been selected, the nonprofits, having Fair Hill International, the foundation. I think what you see here is kind of the culmination of bringing all of that talent, all of that expertise together, and doing so in a way with that mind of restoring racing. I think once we were able to put that target on the map, we heard back from the community what people wanted to see here. I think we were able to find the right folks and get everybody aligned. But I cannot overstate the importance of partnership and the importance of, frankly, people raising their hands and saying, hey, I know a little bit about this, I know a lot about that, and bringing that to all of us so we could have a robust track.
And how important was it for the equine community here across the street to put their trust and really lay their horses on the line to make sure this was a mature course?
Yeah, I mean, we can't thank them enough. To everybody who's tested their horse here, came, tested the track, rode on it. It was great hearing and seeing the horses out here today. I think, again, just so important. And Terry just touched on it. This is globally significant when it comes to the equine community. And I think it is because it's holistic. We've got training, we've got racing, we've got global equestrian eventing here. You can camp, you can ride your horse in the woods, right? It's got something for everybody. I think that is really the special sauce of this place.
And for folks that have come out here for generations with their families, what can they expect when racing returns, what they've experienced in the past?
Yeah, I hope that we are able to meet and exceed all of their expectations. I mean, at the end of the day, what we heard, what I've heard repeatedly from not just people that are here today, but Cecil County community members, is stories and memories, right? And we want to make sure that we're stewarding this for the future, so that 50 years from now, people are talking about the race they went to in 2025. And then the race they went to in 2028 with their kids and their kids' kids. And I think, preserving that long-term heritage is really critical to the success for all of us together.
And working with the Maryland Racing Commission, full pari-mutuel betting?
Mm-hmm. All that, yeah. I mean, we're looking for this to be every opportunity, whether that be flat racing, steeplechasing, and all the things that come along with that. I know the legislative changes that have been made for OTB and having the ability to do wagering here is going to be important. Also helps with the economics of continuing to have the facility in full use. But I do think, what we want is for anybody who participates in an equestrian event to feel like this is the place you want to come, no matter where you live on the globe.
Thank you.
What can you point to as the main reason that we haven't had racing for 5 years?
I think it's a lot of different pieces, right? I think this is an incredibly, I mean, obviously at scale, a complicated endeavor. Once the rebuild was complete, it was figuring out exactly what we needed to do, making sure everything was in line, making sure that the turf was proper depth, was growing correctly, ensuring that our irrigation system was working well, figuring out how we fit that in with the 5-star as well, right? So a lot of moving pieces that we had to align, and I think was getting all the partners together to ensure that we were moving in the same direction.
Thank you. All right, thank you everybody. That concludes today's event. If there are any other questions, the principals will be around, but thank you very much for coming out today.
Look forward to seeing you on April 30th, or August 30th.